Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. In today's episode I want to do the first step to the Mega module that is actually gonna craft the science packs. So we are almost there now. Now, I don't know how this module is exactly gonna look, so I'm first gonna go ahead and plan it out somewhat. That means I wanna get rid of a portion here, so I have some building space, and then we can come up with a reasonable train station. I should have some blueprints here, such as the unloading station. Let's get one of these placed right there. This station is long enough to support 2 trains, so the train limit is set to 2, and this one is currently responsible for iron plates. Now, if we have a look at the recipe that I want to craft, which is this one here, we basically have all of these resources incoming from outside, and we are already ready for this. We have all of these resources available, well, except for the water. I'm not shipping that by train just yet. But if we switch this to belts, then we can see just how many belts we require. And we're gonna start with iron plates, then copper plates, and then steel. Iron plates, we're gonna need 6 belts. That means I'm gonna set up 2 stations. One station can support 4 belts. So if I copy this over one more time, like so, then we should have 2 stations for the iron. Let's also bring the builder Spidertrons along. They can now come all the way up here and support my building. Oh, by the way, before I forget, in between the episodes, I fixed the problem that I had with the red circuits. For some reason, I did set the filter stack inserters completely wrong, and that was my main issue. Now I'm actually not even lacking that many circuits. Also, for every material that is coming down, you know, that has been crafted completely and has been stored inside of the chests, it means a little less strain for my overall resource requirements. Anyway, let's continue here. My Spidertrons are ready. Let's do this. I want 3 more stations for the copper, right? So this should be set to copper. Unload copper plates. Where are you? Come on, right there. And we can copy this over. Now we have 2 iron stations and 3 copper stations. Perfect. Let's continue with the steel. We need 2 lines. So 1 steel station is going to be enough. Gonna copy that over. That one here is gonna be steel. Okay. The next resource is gonna be coal, then stone, and then sulfur. We can do these all with 1 station. Let me remove some more stuff here. Then another one goes here. That is gonna be stone. And can I aim it? Yeah, there we go. And my Spidertrons are obviously helping out, but I need to give them some more materials. I mean, some of them are not quite useful here, since they're only carrying solar panels and stuff. Okay, with these 9 stations out of the way, we already have the materials. Now we only need to add stations for the liquids. Liquid unloading. Yeah, I should be able to also use that. So we're gonna set that up here. 1, 2, come on, and 3 and 4. Okay, this is actually looking fairly decent. The first one is petroleum. That's already good. The next one is gonna be light oil. Then the third one is gonna be lubricant. And the fourth one is gonna be water. Okay, now we should have all of these materials available. Let me check. Yeah, I did not forget anything. Okay, admittedly, this is gonna be a fairly huge station, but considering it's gonna craft all of the science packs, and once we have built it, we can just blueprint it. I think what I wanna do is I wanna come in from a main line, and then they switch to the outside rail, and then they go into one of these stations, and they go out the other side and will continue. We could then go ahead and make our belts go all the way up. Or do I want to rotate this? That is actually a good question. What if we take all of this and rotate it this way? I kind of like this idea. Let's try that out. Instead of redesigning it all the time, I decided for a permanent location where it's gonna go. It's gonna go right here. It's kind of lined up in the center of the city block here, and we can easily hook it up through the line that goes straight down below. Now I figured it might be best to extract the lines as soon as possible. So what we're gonna do is take the balancer, bring it over here, and then we're gonna extract as many lines as we require. So all of this can go, and we are gonna need, let me see, 6 lines for the iron. So I'm gonna go ahead and extract 3 lines from each balancer. Then that would be another 3 right here, 2 and 3. Okay, that looks about right. Next up, we need to do the copper, and for the copper we need way more. So first let's go ahead and balance this, and then we're gonna extract 4 lines from the first one and then 3 from the 2 following stations. So 3 are gonna come from this station here. Come on. And then another 3 from this station, which is still copper. Good. Now I got 6 iron lines and 10 copper lines. The next material would be steel, for which we need only 2 lines. So let's bring the first 2 lines over. Like so. I will most likely adapt the balancer designs depending on how many lines we have going out, but for now I'm just gonna go with the flow. Got my 2 steel lines. The next material is coal and then stone. Both coal and stone are gonna require 2 lines, and then the sulfur is just gonna require 1. Look at that, another research done. Completely forgot that we are doing research. Let's do something useful. Mining productivity. It's gonna take a while. 10,000 packs, but it's gonna be worth it. Okay, nice. I think I got all the belts built right here. This is gonna be absolutely glorious. So it's gonna be kind of a mini bus design just for a specific purpose. And obviously we need to contain it within a layout of the city blocks. So maybe we're gonna be using 4 city blocks wide and 2 across. Or more likely we're gonna be using the top portion all the way up to here. I don't know yet. We'll see. It really depends on how much space we're gonna need, but I rather have this module that is a little bit smaller than the average stuff. I mean, mind you, this is still quite a big module, but every time we want a little bit more science, we can go ahead and place this across the world. So it's gonna be a fun little project. Either way, the next thing I want to take care of is getting out of here. So somewhere along these lines, I want to get my intersections. Actually, it's not going to be convenient in certain aspects with the grid, but I think I'm going to get rid of the grid here. Hold the phone. We could also go down here, just in the center of the pathway. I think I might actually like it. There's just one problem I notice. What if the traffic comes from this direction? We would have to make the intersection early enough so the trains can actually go up. And then traffic coming from this direction will also have to first pass the station, then go up. And when the trains come out of the station, they will interfere with that traffic. It would be better to just have a constant flow. The problem is I cannot just take it and flip it. I would have to redo all of the stations. You know, what I could do though is have the train stations at the bottom of the road. So this is going to be our pathway through. And we have the train stations here and the module on the top. Man, it's such a pity that I cannot flip these. What I would have to do is flip the station so they are on the other side, flip the entire thingy-mabob. Sure, no problem. Now I can take this entire design, flip it and put it right here. Okay, sure. If I do this correctly, I can flip all of the stations and then the trains will be coming in from the correct direction. And then this is still going to be a compact module, not really dependent on where we already have our train lines. Yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. I'll be right back once I fix this. Okay, we're one step further. I switched all the stations so they are facing the right way, and I also made their exit and entry routes. Everything is signaled up except for this line. At the moment, only one train at a time can leave or enter, which is something we have to change. However, I did make 2 more blueprints in the meantime as well, which is the rail straight. It just features the 4 lines and then a signal in the center for all of the lines. And then I also made a new 4-way intersection. I will be adding those to the blueprints in case you want to check it out. At the moment, I'm testing it out right here and here. So far, it seems to be working. Looks like we have an example train going through here. It just took the outer route. If they want to go through the inner route or even make a U-turn, it is possible right here. So they should be updated in the blueprint book. This essentially means we can set this up right here and it should connect seamlessly. And then another thing I noticed is we are running low on power, especially when all the smelters are working, of course, with the beacons and everything. Let's actually check it out right now. Right now we're okay, but as it gets nighttime and we are running out of accumulator charge, we have to be a little bit careful about that. However, I figured we can already start setting up some solar panels because in between all of these stations, of course, we're not gonna waste all of that space, but we set up some solar arrays. So I could be doing that here. Let me see what is in the way. Some strange power poles. I don't think we're going to be needing those anymore. let's go ahead and set up the solar array instead. And I'm going to be doing that right here as well. And I will be doing it here and here as well. In the future, we're also going to do it here, but at the moment, this is of course in the way. So let's bring our Spidertrons here over and they should start building all of this. I decided to equip all of the Spidertrons with the same amount of stuff so they can actually start working on everything together. So instead of having one Spidertron specialized in solar panels and everything, I just gave them a couple of stacks each. And I will be adding more builder Spidertrons and everything to the mix so they can actually start building all of the modules and I don't even have to think about it. And just like that, we have quite an enormous amount of power again. And then all I have to do is bring them back to the base and they should be equipped with more solar panels and accumulators. I also made sure that we are crafting them a little bit quicker and also duplicated the amount of assemblers. But this is only the start. We might have to add much more. So don't worry, everything is expandable and the factory has to grow. Wow. Just look at that, the resupply run. I love it. And just like that, we can keep on building a little bit. Let's order them to get over there. That's what I'm talking about. And because they are not so fast, the robots are always capable of keeping up. This is definitely gonna help. Thank you. I also changed their equipment. As you can see, they only feature 2 roboports now, but way more batteries and just 1 exoskeleton. At the bottom right, you can see it. And you can also see the items that I currently set up inside of them. Okay, let's get another rail straight section in here, just like that. And all the lighting and everything should already be done. Now, I would say we're gonna try to make our way directly over here into this rail, and then the trains coming out would be using this. Now, I will have to observe a little bit how the trains exactly behave once everything is in place, especially once we have something on the right side here. But for now, I guess we can just make our way in here. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see. So we have a way to get into the station here as well. And of course, eventually we also want to be able to get into this direction. Now, honestly, maybe for the exit, it would be better to give them access to both sides of the rail. So something along these lines. I'm not going to set up too much yet. I want to see the trains go through and do their behavior before we think about making this too complicated. I hooked it up and I'm not sure if everything is going to be all right. Well, I guess we'll see. Now the trains are incoming, nothing I can do about it. I did not check if everything is gonna be fine. I mean, either way, we don't have enough trains, but wow, look at that. All the materials are incoming. I love it. Okay, copper is coming in here. Yeah, that should be 10 lines of copper, then just 2 of steel. Okay. And then we have more trains coming in. Yeah, this is the light oil, no path. I'll figure it out. There's a second steel train already incoming. Oh no, they all have no path, so I'll have to fix that. It's actually quite easy fix. It's just this little part. So now one train after another can leave. That is essentially not good. Yeah, they have to wait all the way up to here because I did not really signal this yet. But I'm gonna do that real quick right now. You get some lights there and there. Okay. Okay, I got it somewhat signaled up so these trains can go while these trains go to the right. So that seems to be fine. I have to still do this guy here. Thankfully, the trains decided to actually not collide for once. Okay, so far so good. We are definitely loading up. Of course, at the moment, we don't have enough trains. As mentioned, we will have to make more modules. Right now, we only have 2 trains per material. That's incoming. Well, hold on. We got the deadlock situation. I set up way too many lights here inside. I have to make sure that the trains stop here when one train is inside the circle. In order to accomplish that, let's maybe first remove the rail signals inside and then the chain signals as well. Okay, I think I got it. Please don't collide. Yeah. Of course, that was kind of a silly mistake there. That makes me think the reasonable thing would be that trains going straight could both cross each other. But in order to do that, let me see what happens. Nah, that's not gonna work. I have to see 2 trains crossing now. At the moment, they don't struggle, but I feel like this could end in a deadlock again. I guess we'll see soon enough. I have to put this to the test a little bit. What about setting up the rail signals instead? This results in the same pattern, but then I guess a train could go up to here. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, maybe use that blueprint with caution and wait until I fully tested it and adapted it. Either way, all of our stations at the moment are filled up, and this is the exact amount of materials we're gonna need for our little module. Now we'll probably first come up with a test build so I don't forget about anything. It might very well be that we want to add another station in the future and just double the output of the signs so we get a full yellow belt. But that would also mean double the amount of materials that we have to ship around. And this way, like here, we could have it quite organized and still create half a belt's worth of signs per second. So yeah, with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap up today's episode. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, it will be time to get started with this module because I really want to know how far we can take this with the science, and 7.5 signs per second would not be a bad start to finally get our research kicking off. But until then, we'll have to do many things, especially vamp up on power. And then also, of course, we have to get in way more resources. Like I'm talking many resources. So that is kind of going to be an ongoing thing, but it's going to be fun once we have all of the train modules kind of figured out. Right now, I kind of feel like I'm going to have to redesign this. I know I could just go and copy any design from the internet, but I kind of want to figure this out. And I do know that for a very long time, even though we will have many trains running, it's not going to be an issue at all. And then over time, it's going to be a slight issue. And this is when we are starting to completely redesign certain things. I mean, most of the stuff can remain, especially the straight rails. But then many things like these parts here are probably going to change. So with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.